Hi gamers. I get surprisingly many messages about me not playing any games. I just collect them. I don't know. Maybe that's fair if you take a look at my channel over the past few weeks or even months. There's has been only recent collecting videos and no recent gaming videos. I do play games all the time, that's for sure. But just a recent collecting video is much easier and faster for me to do in one take. Usually these recent gaming videos take many takes, and I keep fumbling up my words and forgetting what I was supposed to say about each game. So these are a bit tougher, so I usually just make a quick recent collecting video and then get to arranging my games to my shelf. But like I said, I do play games all the time, and finally this video is about some nice little blockbusters that I've played recently. I want to share some thoughts I have on them. Sorry I'm not in front of the camera now. I have an overactive thyroid at the moment, which makes my throat bulge up and my eyes look all weird, and they look even weirder on film, so I'm not really comfortable in front of the camera right now. Don't worry, I'm gonna get better soon, I think. And it's nothing that serious, but still I'm just gonna talk behind the camera for this this video. First up, LA Noire. Many years in the making, and it's finally here. First up, I gotta say that commend Rockstar and Team Bundy for making a cop game. You know, Rockstar in particular has done pretty much everything that can be done with criminals and outlaws, with Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption. So a cop game, a police game, is a really nice change of pace for me. The game's absolutely gorgeous. They spared no expense in acting talent. Hollywood people who used their likeness in addition to their voice. Brilliant story and really well written dialogue, and all this helps to develop a really real feeling game world. On the other hand, when the game world tries to be so realistic, it's always a bit off-putting when a suspect sprints out the back door, and it really shatters the immersion, because when people do something that I don't think they're supposed to be doing, like every other criminal in the game, you have chase on foot or with a car, and you know, that just doesn't feel that realistic to me. Well, maybe it's maybe it makes for a good video game, but still it kind of shatters the immersion in the game. And what's especially bothers me is that you know, I do like the interrogation system as a concept very much, but when most people, and I really mean most people, be it familiar or unfamiliar to the main character, be there an old grandma or a young woman, everybody lies. You know, I think there's like 2 people in the whole game that doesn't tell a single lie. So what's up with that? You know, they really should have, because I do like the fact that you have to look closely at their facial expressions, which are the best in any video game, to uncover the truth. But the fact is that everybody is lying at some point, so it really takes away from the pleasure and the whole idea behind the interrogation, that so many people tell lies. If most people told truths, then it would be a nice little puzzle to find the lies from amidst the truth. So well, that's kind of a lost opportunity to me. So they made it like that. And also the interrogation system is a bit foiled by the fact that if everything goes right in the interrogation, you keep nailing the questions one after another, it feels like you're busting the case all by yourself. But even if you get like 3 out of 3 wrong, you know, the story always finds a way to go forward. You know, somebody says something stupid or gives themselves away even though you failed miserably at your interrogation, and you know, the game just keeps on going. So at times like that, you know, you just feel like, why bother? So I would have hoped for a bit more realistic responses from the people that you're interrogating, and a kind of a bit more organic feel to the whole interrogation system. Now, if you say one word wrongly to the people you're interrogating, they just say "fuck you, cop," and on to the next question. So that's not realistic to me. Well, that being said, the game is it's fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I do enjoy the various aspects of it. You know, collecting the evidence and well, everything between starting the case and nailing the suspect. It's really is a change of pace next to many other games. It's also fun to see a main character that mainly uses his brains instead of you know, automatic weapons or superpowers to solve the game. So good stuff. Could have been much better, and I actually have really high hopes for the sequel, which is probably gonna happen because this was so expensive, the first game, so they have to reuse their brilliant facial expression technology, or I hope they will, and you know, iron out the kinks and make maybe they should make less cases, but make them more engaging, and I also would have liked to see more, you know, bogus clues, useless items at the crime scene, just to throw the player off balance a bit, so you really have to do your homework as a detective. But now everything is basically given to you on a silver platter, and well, luckily the story that unfolds after that is worth watching. But the actual gameplay could have had a bit more work, in my opinion. But still a great game. Next I have here 2 of the main reasons why you should own a 3DS now, apart from getting 20 free games soon: The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D and Resident Evil The Mercenaries 3D. First, a couple of words on Zelda. As you might know, Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64 is my all-time favorite game, and this is the improved version of it. Well, I don't know. Of course, when you're upgrading graphics, mainly it does look great, 3D or not. But the original had, I guess, just a tiny bit more charm with its blocky characters and slightly inferior music, but still, of course, you can't go wrong with this. If you haven't played Ocarina of Time yet, you're in for a real treat. It really is one of the best games ever, even to this day. And I do like the fact that they did at least some alterations to the game, so it's not well, quote-unquote boring to play the game through if you're finished it already. So like the water temple, it's I never had any gripes with the water temple in the original, but I guess it's nice that they listened to the majority of the players here and did something about it. I guess my main complaint with this game is that while the Master Quest is included, and that's really a good thing, it's not open from the get-go. So actually I never played Master Quest on the GameCube, so I finished the original twice and played it many hours before, so I really would have appreciated a chance to start the Master Quest right from the start. So that's a bit of a shame, but still, it's fun to play through the game and see what little tweaks they've made here and there. If you own a 3DS, you need to own this game. This was actually a really pleasant surprise for me. Make no mistake, it is really just the Mercenaries game mode that usually is a freebie added to a real Resident Evil adventure, but here it is as its own game. As such, the content, there isn't that much content to it, I'm afraid. You know that a limited amount of levels, even though they look gorgeous straight out of a PlayStation 3 game, apart from the drawing distance of some objects, it looks great, but you know, just a limited amount of levels, limited amount of enemies, and it is a score-based game. So I guess they should have made this maybe a bit more inexpensive, instead of selling this for a full price. But I really had some fun with this game. It is it's a really nicely crafted experience. The controls work a treat. Everything looks great, and it's a real hoot to try and beat your high score. And I just love the voice of the chainsaw. It really is as panic-inducing in this game as in its big console versions. And well, even if you don't get this game, you have to promise me that you'll get the Resident Evil Revelations that's coming next year. And if the control scheme is like on this game, it's gonna be a really great game. But for Resident Evil fans, and if you wanna show what your 3DS is capable of graphically, this is the game to showcase it. And finally for this video, Duke Nukem Forever. This is a bad game. There, I said it. Although I think you've heard this from around the net already. Every review says so, so I'm not gonna argue with that. I'm genuinely pleased that it got released in the end. I really am. The hundreds of people who worked on this for all those years really deserve it for this game to see the light of day. I don't know, it is quite evident that even though Gearbox swooped in and saved the whole project, it is pretty much the same game that was almost finished a few years back, I guess, because there really isn't that much upgrades or a modernization to it. It's basically an ancient game, over a decade old. You can see this, you know, all the working faucets and vending machines, and the whiteboard that you can draw on in real time. It's also 2000. that stuff would have been so impressive in the year 2000, but not anymore. So it's really fun to play through the game just to see really this dissection of a 10-year-old game. And it's fun to see that where they were going with it, and it's especially fun to put your mind 10 years back and think how awesome it would have been if this came out then. But sadly it didn't, and now it's a really generic shooter with especially the environments are bad. Not necessarily, well, they are ugly pretty much graphically, but also really narrow, and you have some terrible invisible walls on many levels, so that's a bit off-putting. But I do like the humor of the game. Some people complain about it for being too juvenile, and well, it's really on the verge of being really idiotic, but I think it still stays on the right side of parody. Duke has a lot of things to say, he's always talking, love the voice actor of course, and well, even the humor is part of the game mechanics. I like the fact that you raise your health or ego by interacting with various parts of the levels, like pushing up weights or playing pinball. So those are again something that they must have thought up really early in the game's development, but those are really nice additions in my opinion, when you can inject the humor into the game mechanics themselves. And well, it is a really mediocre game. There is a lot of variety to it, you're mounting turrets, and there's racing sections and all this stuff. So you do get a lot for your money, and the experience of playing the game is it's really varied. But still everything is a little subpar. But if you can get past those and really appreciate the humor in the game, then I see no problem why anyone can't really enjoy the game. You can really get some enjoyment out of it for sure. And but this is a piece of history. I'm actually surprised that it was as good as it is now. It's bad, but it's still a surprise that it was this good. And like I said, I'm really happy that it got released. And if you don't get this for full price, you owe it to yourself to own it when the price drops, or get it used or something. Every video game enthusiast should at least play Duke Nukem Forever once, now that it's out. And with that, I thank you for watching this video. Next one is another recent collecting video, I promise. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.